A car weighing nearly 2 tons speeds down the highway. Suddenly pop! A dry, sharp sound. The tire is punctured, but the vehicle doesn't wobble. It doesn't swerve. There's no grinding metal scraping the road. You keep driving for another 80 kilometers. Sounds like magic? It isn't. It's a run-flat tire. And the important part is this. It's not magic. It's physics. And physics is never free. A conventional tire depends almost entirely on internal air pressure to maintain its shape. Around 35 pounds per square inches, roughly 2 feet a bar. That may sound abstract. But imagine inflating a ball enough to support the weight of a piano. That's essentially how a tire works. When air escapes, the soft rubber structure isn't rigid enough to support the vehicle. The sidewall collapses, and the metal rim can contact the road. Run-flat tires change that equation. Instead of relying solely on compressed air, their sidewalls are heavily reinforced with specialized rubber compounds and high-strength synthetic fibers. If you sliced one open, you'd notice the sidewall is significantly thicker, more like the sturdy wall of a hiking boot compared to a thin sandal. When pressure is lost, that reinforced sidewall becomes the skeleton. It keeps the rim separated from the road, allowing the car to continue rolling. But remember this, now the sidewall carries the weight that air used to handle a 800 kilograms vehicle. Roughly the weight of a young rhinoceros rests on 4 corners. Each tire supports about 450 kilograms. Air used to carry that load effortlessly. Now rubber must take over. And rubber doesn't enjoy being stressed like that for long. You often hear the number 80 kilometers at a maximum speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Why 80? It sounds almost too neat to be random. It's actually a balance point between friction and heat. As a tire rotates, it continuously deforms at the contact patch where it meets the road. In a properly inflated tire, air pressure distributes the load evenly, minimizing deformation. But when a run-flat operates without air, its thick sidewall bends more dramatically with each rotation. Each bend generates heat. Imagine flexing a rubber strip back and forth repeatedly. After hundreds of cycles, it warms up. After thousands, it weakens at 80 kilometers h. A wheel spins roughly 700 revolutions per minute. That means in 1 hour, the sidewall flexes over 0 times. Heat accumulates quickly, and the internal structure begins to degrade. Beyond that limit, heat can break down rubber compounds and weaken reinforcing fibers. The tire doesn't explode like in the movies, but it can fail structurally. That's why 80 kilometers isn't an unlimited promise. It's more like a short second chance to reach a repair shop. Physics gives you a buffer. It does not give you immortality. Picture a highway in the American West. Desert stretching endlessly. Patchy phone signal. The nearest service station is 200 kilometers away. You hit a sharp piece of metal. The car remains stable. The Tire Pressure Monitoring System, TPMS, warns you, you know you can continue. 80 km. 60 km. 40 km. But the nearest repair facility is still 120 kilometers away. At that moment, the run-flat tire is no longer impressive. It becomes a reminder of limits. There's no spare tire. No manual replacement option. The sidewall has already endured tens of thousands of flex cycles under intense heat. If you push further, the risk of structural failure rises quickly. This is the quieter side of the story. Run-flat technology works best in urban ecosystems, where repair shops are within a few dozen kilometers. In remote environments, it demands that you think like an engineer. There's another trade-off. Run-flat tires are typically stiffer, which often results in a firmer, less comfortable ride. You exchange comfort for the ability to self-support during pressure loss. Design never gives you everything. It always asks for something in return. Run-flat tires aren't a scam. They are an impressively clever engineering solution. Turning the sidewall into a load-bearing structure when air disappears is a remarkable advancement. But they aren't invincible armor. They simply buy you time. And sometimes, That time is enough. The story of run-flat tires reflects a broader trend in modern design. We replace physical redundancy with probability calculations and sensor-driven technology. The question is no longer, does the car have a spare tire? It's, how much do you trust engineering when everything depends on it? If you've experienced run-flat tires in real life on a highway, in a desert, in the middle of a rainy night, your story likely carries more weight than any marketing brochure. Perhaps next time, we should explore the tire pressure monitoring system itself, the small component that determines whether you stop in time before heat destroys the time. Rubber structure. Because in modern mechanical systems, what saves you isn't always the tire. Sometimes, it's the data.